Okay, hello. We are going to learn how to roll out slab and stand it up. So this is a good technique for making mugs or vases. In this case, I'm going to try to duplicate that flower pot little RV. So we're gonna remember to kind of start off with an oval, flip it side and direction. You do want quite a thick piece for this. And then really like a lot of the details for it are gonna come in the painting of it. So it's gonna be pretty simple now. Clay is like a very patient art form because you make all these things and then you have to let them dry. They have to go in an oven, and then you can finally paint them and make them come to life, and then you have to fire them again. So it is quite patient. So I rolled out my clay about that thick, and now you have templates. I don't know if I give you a template, but basically it's just like a long rectangle. So you could play with the shape of the rectangle and see what kind of things you can make with those shapes. But basically, I just eyeball it. You guys are making that little RV, so I really wouldn't put any imprints in it. So basically, this is what I did. I just cut out a long rectangle. I'm going to roll this into shape. So at this point, you're going to see if it sits, like, is it going to be too tall? So I think that would be too tall. You'd probably need a bigger piece of clay to make it. So you're going to have to play with that as well. You could even make yourself a template from paper. And then you're gonna join these two pieces where it's slightly overlapped. So again, remember when you're joining pieces, you're using your ribbing tool and you're scoring and adding a little bit of water. So I'm just gonna score really quickly this side, score really quickly this side, add the tiniest little bit of water, and then just press these guys together. So you have to really be careful not to use a lot of water because it will be difficult to manipulate your clay and it's going to start to crack. So again, like my constant rule is not a lot of water, but then again, you need just the right amount of water. So I joined it on the outside. You could smooth it out a little bit more, and then you're going to join it on the inside too. So all you have to do is just marry those two pieces of clay together, okay? So if you were making a mug, it'd be very similar. Maybe you'd keep it a little bit more cylinder, but because we're doing that little RV, it's kind of got to be elongated, right? Don't forget to always wrap up your extra clay. With your extra clay, you're just going to knead it a little bit, and you're going to roll yourself out a bottom. So again, I'm just smacking it into about an inch thick piece of clay cylinder, and then I'm going to again roll out a bottom nice and thick. Make sure you flip it side and direction, nice and thick. We're going to put it down. We're going to put our plantain in work on that, and then we're going to cut out slightly bigger than your actual bottom. So you're using the top as like a stencil for how big you want your bottom. So just a little bit sticking out. I don't even want to lift my phone, but do you see like that little bit of an overlap? So again, you are going to use your little rubber. You're going to score all the way around. You're going to put a tiny little bit of water. And then this is the most tricky part. You have to bring up the clay. So either use your hand on the inside or a tool, and then you're going to take it and you're going to fling it up to the body of that cylinder that we just created, that oval cylinder. So I'm just bringing it all up, and my tool is on the inside pushing the wall. So wherever I'm marrying it, my tool is inside supporting and doing just a little push on the outside, okay? I don't have the picture in front of me of what that little plantain looks like, but I think it does have like 3-dimensional wheels. So again, you would just like sculpt your little wheels on the side. Make sure you bring that up really nicely. You could like turn it upside down and make sure it's really nice. You can work with like a spatula, wooden spoon, and just like smooth that out, and not only smooth it out, but change its shape a little bit so it'll start becoming more of that oval. So we have it started off, and again, I do sometimes work with clay in phases. So if you feel like your clay is really flimsy, maybe just wait an hour or so, leave it unwrapped, and then just come back to it and sculpt it. But do you see how I'm using my hand on the inside and then this wooden spoon just to kind of give it that rounded stature, just like your plan? Because I remember it was like quite rounded on the top. So again, if I just like really play with that, I could change that shape. And then you could use your pin tool, and I'm gonna work upside down here, but like sketch out your little windows. So this would be like the front window here. You could do like little wiper blades, but again, a lot of the detail is definitely going to come in the painting of it. So leave it quite simple. But then another thing I was thinking about is just like making little headlights. So just use a little bit of clay, roll a little ball, squish it. Again, you would score, add water, and then you can start making your little headlights. Always remember to score and add water, because these things are really going to fall off. And not only do I join it with that, I would take my paintbrush and then I would just like work that kind of damp paintbrush in there just to make sure that's really well attached. So you can make your little lights like that. You can make like a little license plate by sculpting. So you could definitely have some fun doing that. You could also do wheels. So again, ball of clay. You can do pendants like this too. You can imprint textures in them and then just give them a flatten. Well, obviously like this would be your wheel, so you'd go to the side, but again, you would score that on really, really well, okay? Really remember to score and add a little bit of water and join it. But pendants are really easy to make. You could just press a texture in there and then just flatten it, use your pin tool, give it a little wiggle, and then, you know, when this is all nice and dry, we can paint them and even carve into them. So there's lots of little things you can do with slab clay. So remember, when you're doing this, you can make a mug like this. You can make a vase like this. Follow those little instructions on how to make a stein. And with that stein, obviously, it can be altered into different things. Anyways, I can't wait to see what you've made this time around. And let's bring some of your pieces back so we can fire them and get them started with the painting, okay? Bye.